the opportunity to play in the FIBA Europe Cup is there. Here's the schedule. All games taking place at the same time. Obviously some real interest in the Zielona Góra game, where if they can get a win, they would qualify. If they lose, they leave the door ajar for Avellino, who may be able to sneak into 4th place. Well, the Nick Gallis Hall here in Thessaloniki, one of the most historic places in arenas in Greek basketball, named after the favorite son of Greek basketball, Nick Gallis, his backcourt partner for many Greek national team appearances. Coach Ioannakis on the bench there. Here are the Group D standings, and as you see, Avellino could sneak into 4th place if Zielona Góra lose and they win. Oostende really do need to make sure they finish in that 5th, 6th place to give themselves a chance to play in the FIBA Europe Cup. I'll get into the real permutations of that as the game develops, but if Aris can win by more than 2 points, it would make life very interesting for them in terms of playing in the FIBA Europe Cup. Here's the Oostende roster, pretty much now at full strength, with Dusan Djordjevic having missed a number of games for Coach Galiga, is really firing on all cylinders. And this lineup again will probably reflect on an opportunity missed in terms of top 16 qualification. Never such a thing as a meaningless game when you're playing in Thessaloniki. This roster will be aware that Coach Ioannakis, with all the history he has around the Aris organization, will be trying to ensure they have at least the opportunity to play in the FIBA Europe Cup for the rest of the season. Going to get into individual player introductions in a moment, and this was a close one in Belgium, a 69-67 win for the then at home Oostende. One of their victories in this regular season of what's proved to be a very, very tight regular season across all groups. So the regular season comes to an end, the last introductions, as Oostende take the floor again, wanting to play in the FIBA Europe Cup. Opportunity for European silverware still at stake in that competition. Well, it's a roster that really is headlined by Yonzam Samalou with his 12 points a game across this regular season. Really has had a very, very good Basketball Champions League. 38% from the three-point line in that 12 points. Well, Aris being introduced to the home crowd. Ivan Marlas, the Montenegrin, averaging nearly 11 points a game alongside Bocharodis, who has really done a marvelous job. 47%, 11 points, 47% from the three-point line. And this Aris lineup, again, will be a team that believes it's underachieved. Great history. Part of the real explosion of Greek basketball internationally. And no bigger name than Ioannakis now head coaching. Not the biggest crowd that's ever graced this historic arena here in Thessaloniki, but be sure they're going to make some noise as this game develops. the appeal of this sport, from the youngest to some of the most athletic, doesn't have to be described by me. That's why we show up every week, at every ground and every crowd. And San Djordjevic, one of those guys who plays with a passion that would be really respected in this arena, which is known for its passion. It's going to be a tough ask for Oostende on the road here. They have a habit at the moment, Oostende, of finding ways to lose. That's not the tag you want. But for the team that really does dominate in Belgium at the moment, the next objective must be to get that breakout season in Europe. Here's the third team on the floor. Mr. Vincente, Mr. Fernando, and Andlis from Lithuania, Poland, and the Ukraine will take charge of this last regular season game. Just mentioning there, Oostende still with their perfect record in the Belgian league. Kept Elstart at less than 40 points at the weekend. What a tremendous defensive job that is. Muema at the power forward really does normally bring some power and some intensity off the bench. Tony Jakiri on the inside has had a very, very solid Champions League campaign. So this Oostende lineup for Coach Guga is really trying to finish on a high, extend their European season into the FIBA Europe Cup. So if you think this is a dead one, it may be a dead one in terms of qualification into the top 16, but still a lot riding on it. Aris will want to continue in Europe. They're not going to want to finish their European season here. Here's the starting lineup with the high-scoring power forward, Ivan Malas and Butchkaridis at the point guard spot, really leading the way point-wise. I think Moritas has done a really solid job at the small forward. The strength of the Oostende lineup at that spot, he's going to have to knuckle down, play some defense. And Gary Bell's going to have to do what Gary Bell does. Show up, play hard, score points as the professional that we all know he is. Well, Aris had a setback at Ike in Athens at the weekend. It means they slip to 11th in the A1 standings with a 5-10 record. So it's an opportunity for them to maintain an interest in European basketball this season. Miletios Botcholidis, currently 9th in the leading scorers in the Greek A1 league, which is no mean feat given the talent and the quality of players in this league, averaging nearly 14 points a game in the A1 division. What a career as a player, and what a great job he does as a head coach. That is Giannakis. He's been part of some of the biggest nights in Aris's history, and I am sure his desire is to get this organization back towards the top of the Greek league and recapturing some of those great moments that they have had in European competition. Well, welcome everybody, wherever you're joining us. Aris in the yellow uniform and Oostende in the black. And Oostende will get a look at it first time in the half court. Djordjevic will kick things off. So Lamu will have it out top. Well, he goes up off the glass, doesn't get a drop. Jakiri on the glass, doesn't get the putback either. Should have really finished the play. Jakiri battling for it, has it knocked away. And in the end, Botcholidis will advance the basketball, really building a nice reputation for himself. Early post entry, moves off the screen. Botcholidis takes the ball screen and turns the corner. Opens up for him, off a little floater for two, and he just finds ways to score. Always under control. what a Greek team doesn't know about getting options out of a pick and roll and just taking advantage. Djordjevic on the little curl, kicks it. Jean-Marc Mwema turns the corner. Djordjevic looked like he dragged that pivot foot. Takes the tough one-footer. It's nothing. Ball's kept alive, but that'll be a 24 violation. Just to clarify, obviously the 2-point margin of the game in Oostende. That's why that if they win by more than 2 hours, they should go above Oostende. But obviously, if Bonn come up with a surprise win, that'll be a trap. That'll become, might not become just a straight two-way tie. Fila goes down low to Mwema. Little head fake to the middle, doesn't get the jump hook. Chance for Aris in transition, but Bokalidis doesn't like the numbers. It's the early ball screen. Has a look at his options. Reverses. Hesitation. Ruiz not involved. Ruitos penetrates, kicks. The new with a long three is good. Really did get himself set. Knocks down the three. Salamou. Fila moves in on Mwema. Feet set. Let's go to three is long. There's not a lot of intensity, not a lot of sharpness in that Oostende half court at the moment. Philonis looks for his options. Oh, they fake the ball screen, foul on the penetration. Nice move, great decision. Ruitos, great read. They turn down the ball screen, gets a little contact where he wants it, draws contact. And Chase Fila picks up the personal. Chance for Aris to make this a 7-0 start. As we said, as you can hear, there's not many people in this arena at the moment. It's nowhere near full. But the drum players is just relentless. And there'll be an atmosphere in here if there was, I think if you got 2 people in this gym, there'd be atmosphere. Djordjevic will move it on. Shaqiri steps out high, looks at the action down low. Djordjevic comes back off the down screen. Gets the ball screen, very complicated. Nice extra pass. Salamou for 3 in the corner. Just fills it up, and the defense got sucked in to help. They find the open man, and Oostende open it up after 3 minutes. And Salamou, as we said, a nice job from the 3-point line. Ruitos looks down low. Maris is held underneath, got very deep on field. That'll be a second foul. And Maris just made a huge hole. Players just spotting up in the corner. Defense gets sucked in. Philonis with the early 3. A lot of action around the ball. Philonis goes to the hoop. We'll get the 2. He's a 66% free throw shooter across this Basketball Champions League. Demetrius Philonis makes the second. 8-3 lead for the home team. Please the band. Djordjevic looks down low. Oh, nice little touch pass inside out. Krunic wants it again. Inside out again. Salamou with a 3 is short. Mwema keeps it alive. Djordjevic will pick it up and reverse. And we've got a foul as Fernandes gets caught a little off balance on the closeout. Djordjevic. So gets the ball screen. Kiri rolls, gets it down low, is blocked. Great rotation defensively. And that's another 24 violation. That's literally inside 4 minutes. So if you didn't think this was more than just to show up and complete a season game, Aris making a real statement early on defensively. Just nailed it. Mas with the 3 with his feet set. Wow, the long 2 in fact. A 10-3 start for Aris at home. Great job defensively right off the bat. 2 24 violations. That's a happy huddle. Let's hope we get a listen to both.
All baskets and naive. 2 free throws. We give them 4 free throws naive. 4 free throws naive. Pick and roll here. Hey, attack a ball. He goes you back with your man. Hey, we talk, but he don't set the screen. Maras don't set the screen. Okay. In offense now. If we go again 2 down on a low.
So, hey. Maybe it's better to do from the other side. Yeah, from the other side.
Djordjevic after the timeout. Just got to get a foothold, and that won't help. Kuridza was almost making the move and looking for the defense before he had the basketball. Chance to make this a double-digit lead on this possession. Ritas will have a look underneath. Post entry. Malas looks to go to work down low. Inside, outside, knock away by Djordjevic, and will be an end-line basketball for Alice. Well, they get Gary Bell on the long side. 3.6 seconds available to the possession. Mike Myers gets a piece. They have to go quick now. Fernandes has got to put it up. Steps back, lets the 3 go. Is short, offensive rebound. Great job on the glass. Can't get the putback, and Myers comes down with a defensive rebound as Maras just could not complete the play. And we got a whistle as Kuridza just ran the floor and outworked. Got deep position. Kuridza gets it knocked away. Fernandes comes down with it, looks long, gives it up. Ritas doesn't like the maths, he'll bring it out. Looks to attack it, steps through, great move. Just footwork. But you've got to commit the defense to get the reaction. He picks up the field goal. And we've got a 9-point lead and a turnover. And at this moment in time, Oostende maybe still on the plane. Great little second move. Kisses the glass for 2. Gets Kuridza in the air. Watch this. There's the fake. Takes it. Steps through. Soft touch off the glass for 2. The band and the choir now join in, and atmosphere building here. Charitas is held as he tries to try and turn in the corner. Swartz is charged with a personal. Charitas turns the corner, finds the foul line. Malas moves it on. He'll get the ball screen sideline. Fanonis, a little hesitation, wraps it, mid-range jump shot. Hey, it's a clinic. It's a pick and roll clinic here in Greece. Aris go to 14-3, and at the moment it looks like it could be a long night for Oostende. Someone's going to make a statement here. Blocked. Whoever's on the glass, but that's another early shot, another challenge shot, and it's an 11-point advantage for Aris, and it really is an offensive clinic. To the half court. Mutas comes off the screen, has a look. It's a battle down low. Maras gets position, and I don't really know what else he could do. He did reach round, which is why he's going to be called for the foul. Let's take a look. Aris has got him where he needs him, and it's just that. There you go. Great work with the cameraman. Wraps that left arm around, palm on the body. Easy call for the official. And that's why the officials are paid reasonable amount of money. This is what being a fan at Aris means. The game is, not exactly the biggest game in the club's history, but you're here. You're the guys that come every single week, and you're making noise, and you're getting a response from your team here. They lead at 16-3 with 3:30 to go. Swartz will move it on as he goes inside. Myers hangs on, off the glass, doesn't get the drop, but will go to the free throw line. Just will kick mid-range. Romanis' short defensive rebound is pulled in by Swartz. Chance for Oostende to push. Assisi goes inside. Ritza inside outside. Assisi, who's been great lately, just knocks the three down for fun. Great stroke by Assisi. Got a whistle. Offensive foul will be called. Swartz outside, gets the ball screen. Myers dives, doesn't get a look. Defense all over Myers down low. Steeler goes up, doesn't get the drop. A little out of control. Defensive rotation was solid. Last 2 minutes of the first quarter, and it's been all about Aris at the moment. Chance to really give himself some breathing space here. Easy, block. And they're going to call the foul on Swartz. He's not happy with it. Salou comes back in, Swartz will sit. Salou outside, gives himself some separation, moves it on. Sisi has it, will get the ball screen for Myers, who now dives. Great lift, great execution. The open three is off. Defensive rebound is just snatched by Klistid. Bonitis goes up. Great follow. Outwork your opponent and good things happen. A 20-7 start for the home club. Almost taken away by Rudzar's going to get a foul called. Aris had one to give. Again, another turnover for Oostende. It's just a tough night at the office so far. The only way to get out of this scenario, do it at this end. Get down, play defense, try and generate some offense through your execution at this end. And try and just generate some momentum in the game. Penetration down the middle, a little hang time. They're going to fight to hold this. 4 seconds, this has got to go up. Just gets it away off the glass, is no good. Offensive rebound is almost pulled in, but the ball will go to Oostende. Last 12 seconds as Aris will try and hold to make sure they get the absolute last shot of this first quarter. Ridis will put it on the floor. Tries to float it off the glass for two, and that just underlines what a great quarter of basketball Aris have just put on the floor. Ridis will finish this with a little left-hand runner. Soft touch off the glass, and that gives the home club a great end to a superb first quarter. Just going to get the numbers on what was a dominant display by Aris. They lead at 22-7 at the end of one. And Oostende look like they've still left their legs on the plane, it looks like at the moment. 60 and 50%. It's been a great night. 0 for 7 from the two-point range. It started well for Aris, and it just got better. Tremendous performance in that first quarter. Start of the second. And Aris will get a first look at it in the half court. Polianitis will move it on. Prokoridis has a look at his options off the pick. Great dive. I just cannot emphasize enough the execution on the pick and roll. Look at Christidis here. Gets deep, gets to the charge circle, and Muema, because he's allowed him to get position, picks up his second foul. And Aris are just picking up where they left off. They go to that long side three again and just bury it. Quick release. Great execution out of bounds, 25-7. And it's just Nathaniel does what he does, makes jump shots. Got to spend some time with the ball here, Oostende. Got to get shots they want. We've got a whistle on the play. Foul looks like Omar Pruitt's going to be charged with the personal. Sisi moves it on. Muema goes down low. Great decision. Should have gone straight up. Ball's knocked away. Just can't understand why Karidza just didn't go up when he had the opportunity. Baseline wide open. Ruger thinks he was fouled in the act of. Personally not sure, because then again, he had picked it up. He was going to make a move to the hoop. I'm sitting here, and the referees know what they're doing, but they have given the fouls now. Doesn't matter how quick you do it, just get the right call in the end. So the three officials are happy with where they are. So important Oostende take it possession by possession. They're not going to get back in this in one go, in one quarter. They're going to work their way back in. Turn it over again. Stilou needs a pass, find one. Karidza again could have gone straight up. Now wants to make the move again and draws contact. Brewitt is not happy at all. The long two is off. Defensive rebound is collected by Christidis. They can't get it to drop on the inside as Polianitis went up. Ball will still belong to Aris. They lead it 25-9. I think we're going to get a foul on Karidza, who's not best pleased, should we say. There you go again. We talk about it every week. Palms of your hands on the opponent make the official's job pretty easy. Nice curl. And he puts it on the floor. Looking baseline. We'll go baseline now. Needs a pass and just drops it. Kocinakis won't appreciate the assist. Athenu gets the turnover. Will sit, put a shift in there, worked hard, had opportunity. He didn't play with a lot of confidence at the offensive end. Really wanted to try and force it a little too much. Sisi still has it. Only played a touch it so far. Goes with a little run. It doesn't get a drop. Myers Off the glass, can't get it to drop. Aris in transition. We're going baseline, needs to go up, goes up in traffic. Ball goes out of bounds. And I'm up Pruitt. Trying to force the issue a little. Defensive rebound. Salamu will advance it. Turns the corner, kicks. Castellou. Rainbow-like free. Salamu gets the offensive rebound, kicks. They have a look at the options, and Boozer decides to recycle. Djordjevic will take the ball screen. Extra pass to the corner. Castellou attacks the closeout. Goes strong. Much, much better from Oostende. Better execution, sharper, created advantage. And really, it's a much better option. Inbound as we've reached 27-11, 6:30 to go in the first half. Djordjevic will take the ball screen from Myers, who dives. Djordjevic gets away, a little walk, goes inside to Myers, off the glass, can't complete, but Castellou can. And it's areas of the game like that that's the way they're going to get themselves going in this game. Outwork your opponent, get on the offensive glass, get stops. And Oostende showing a little bit of Pruitt goes up, needs to finish, is fouled, and will go to the free throw line. Boozer was a little late on the help. Pruitt. Yeah, you got to go through that contact. Here's Myers at the other end, going through contact. 15-point advantage for Aris. Puts it down. Malas, easy two. Again, off the pick and roll, create advantage. Malas just reads it perfectly, gets the two. Boozer moves it on. Djordjevic wants the ball screen from Myers. He's going to roll, we're going to go offensive. Djordjevic went early, or was Myers late? I think you got to give the turnover really to Djordjevic. Went a little early, to say the least. Penetration to middle kick. Maris again moves perfectly off the ball, comes up short. Kiri's back, gets the defensive rebound. Well, just keep you abreast of how things are going at the moment. If it stopped right now, Avellino would slip into fourth place, as says Nymburk have a 14-point second quarter advantage over Zelona Gora, 38-24. Avellino have a narrow 2-point advantage late in the first half, 39-37. Citas guaranteed first place. Trail by 6 in Paris, as Nanterre have a 35-29 advantage.
Drive little because he's lefty, so we can help him. In offense, hey, let's go one down once, okay?
Paris still shooting 50% overall, whereas Oostende down at 15% from the 2-point range, 20% overall. Maras with a very nice look at 8 points. Well, that's the home crowd brains trust. Those spectators have seen a lot of basketball here. So on the free throw line. Cannot complete. There remains a 15-point advantage for Alice. Kept alive. Aris get another 14 seconds. Dinu tries to create a little space, looks and doesn't find Manas on the roll. Great change of angle. And Maras just trundled down the keyway. Threw it beyond the defense. It's a clinic of how to get advantage out of pick and roll. Kiri thinks about it, decides not to attack the defense. Gistelou on a closeout, just drops it down to Djordjevic, just about gets it away. And the ball will belong to Oostende. Again, better effort. Change the angle, open up the lane, timing with 1.6 on the 24. Greek basketball, just pick and rolling you apart. Djordjevic lines up the three, is no good, and Jakiri is going to be charged with a foul, the loose ball foul, and that'll mean Aris will walk the floor for 2 free throws. Wow, when we get a moment, we'll just highlight Coach Yanakis' career. Just an absolute legend of the game. Kiri again going to work down low, steps through off the glass and one. Great effort. Maris lost position, and then Jakiri just stayed with it, went through the contact strong. There he loses position. There's that free foot that gives Jakiri some angle off the glass. Good finish. Maris won't enjoy it, Jakiri will. Just have to keep chipping away. penetration, needs it. Athena attacks the closeout, gets in the lane. Nice movement, lines up for three. Fernandez can't get it to drop. Defensive rebound. Assisi comes down with it. Salamou finds Assisi, moves it on, wide on. Kestelou for three is off. Jakiri's really coming alive here in this second quarter. Assisi attacks the closeout, blocking foul called, and Oostende will go to the free throw line. Pruitt attacks it, left hand, needs a pass. Somehow tries to manufacture a poor shot. I don't think he's going to be seeing the floor for much longer if he stays with that. Jakiri just about recovers as Salamou comes up with it, needs a pass, finds one. Djordjevic assesses, doesn't like it, will skip it. CC will go inside. Salamou moves off the screen. Great rotation by Maris. This gets in front of the post. Aris are running. Knocks away, but it only goes to Bell. Anthony out. We'll skip it. Fernandez will move it back. And now we'll get the ball screen from Maris, who picks and pops this time. Looks at it. 4 on the clock. Needs to go up. Well on the possession. Doesn't get a drop. Bell's on the boards. He doesn't get it. Djordjevic will bring it for Oostende. Attacks it, draws contact, and will shoot the free throw. That looks sore. Part of the nose always hurts.
Like this. 1, 3. Is this clear? Clear position. Well, she go like this. She turn out, and you make cross screen for him. Okay? Let's go.
Djordjevic makes the first. Let's keep saying it's a 13-point game now. There's 1:56 in the half. Try and be around the 10-point margin. Give yourself a chance. Just keep plugging away and give yourself a chance in that second half. 12-point margin. Aris want to keep this as big as they can going into the half. Bell, who's been particularly quiet. Pruitt goes underneath Maris for the easy 2. And Jakiri just turns with his palms up, and they've just been beaten by a team that moved the ball brilliantly. Fila lines it up, goes baseline, throws it down. A little bit of momentum building here for Oostende. Bring it back to 12. Chase Fila back in the game after those early foul trouble. It's his first 2 points of the game, much more intent on the drive. Pruitt, baseline, nowhere to go. Now he needs a pass. Tries to manufacture a finish. There's another poor shot. He's the last guy back. Jakiri in the low block. No help, going to work, gets the 2. Timeout call with 49.8, and we've got a 10-point game. It's been a nice period here for Oostende. Unikis is not going to want to go in single digits as he's had the chance to dominate this game. And Oostende are giving themselves a chance here. Fila with a big-time dunk. Coach Unikis calls timeout. Jakiri, good drop step, gets solid, kisses the glass for 2. Bell will take the ball screen and have a look. Doesn't like the low post option. Backs out, little space. Bell, no one else has got it. Bell's going to create himself, goes on the runner, doesn't get the job. Jakiri's having a really nice end to this game at the half here. Really solid, both ends of the floor. And Djordjevic has just taken 8 seconds to not get it over the halfway line. There you go. There it is. Not over. Schoolboy, I think is the phrase. 10th turnover. Tanu going up. 4 on the clock, doesn't get the roll. Djordjevic, halfway line shot, almost gets it. And we have reached half time. And Djordjevic will still want to talk about it. If he's not careful, he'll get a tech at the half. That's not what he needs right now. And there's confirmation of where we are. Aris, after a dominant first quarter, still lead by 10, 37-27 at the half. It's all cooled down a little bit from the floor. 39 and 50% for Aris. Horrible numbers for Oostende. They're getting a lot of chance to go to the glass. 10 turnovers is killing Oostende as they try and get back in this game. Maris has had a very, very solid game. 14 points. The only good thing about, well, one of the bad things about those turnovers is they've shared them out. Jakiri there with only 5 points on the board at the moment, but really did come to play in that second half of the second quarter. So there's a lot of hope here for Oostende as we reach the half. I'm going to leave you with some highlights of that first half. It started with Karotis just dominant from the point, just got what he wanted. And then Malas would take over and Aris would be dominant. So we'll leave you the highlights. We'll be back in around 12 minutes for the second half, and we'll see you then. Well, welcome back, everybody. Both teams back on the floor. The home fans having a well-earned rest because they've almost worked as hard as their team have in that first half. The real group of fans that are behind this basket that the camera shot is being taken from just did not stop during that first half. A first half that Aris really did control for pretty much 17, 18 minutes, built the 18-point lead at one point, but hauled back to a 10-point gain by Oostende on the back of a really solid performance at the end of that half by Tonya Jakiri. Going around this group, things don't get a lot better for Zelona Gora as in their attempts to get the qualification spot. They still trail by 9. Third quarter underway in the Czech Republic. But Avellino not taking advantage of that at the moment. They trail by 5 on the road in Bonn, and that's got 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. So just to keep you abreast of the qualification scenarios. If that situation finished as is, then Zelona Gora, in spite of the loss, would still qualify as the 4th ranked team. Avellino have to get the win over Bonn. That would take that would take Bonn and Aris and Oostende onto a 5-9 record. If results stayed as they are, then we have there's no way that Bonn qualify in a 3-way tie, and it would be Aris that would take the slot in the FIBA Europe Cup. I hope you're refreshed wherever you're joining us from. We're underway in the third quarter, and Oostende will have the first look at it in the half court. Philo finished that period well, is along with the early 3. Filionis will get it into the half court. Mid-range jump shot on the pick and pop is good. And Ivan Maris is looking every inch a quality big. CC just in rhythm, knocks down the 3. Well, now CC has had a really solid finish, really enhancing his personal reputation, as well as helping Oostende really to be competitive. Maris thinks about the 3, goes back to Bakalidis, gets a match-up with Kiri, moves it on. Bell in the rhythm of the catch, can't get the drop. Djordjevic will bring it. Single-digit lead here, as close as Oostende have been for a long, long time. Salamou will get it back to Djordjevic. Jakiri dives, wants it, doesn't get a touch. Salamou pulls the trigger for 3, is no good. Bokolidis, Moritas gets a little caught up with Chase Fila. Flonis will find Moritas, who looks to hand off. Bell, feet set for 3 this time. Gets a little close up, but still short. So Djordjevic will advance the basketball. So needs a pass, travel. And there's part of the issue for us then. Salamou went and penetrated. As we get a replay of CC in rhythm, knocking down the 3. Penetration that happened on the turnover. No one moved, no one could see the ball. Morris with a pick, Bokalidis will move it on. Moritas with a handoff to Bell. Bell pops it into the low block. Now they're going to move off that. Moritas tries to go to work here, gets to the middle. Second move Goes upstairs. Oh, what a play! Moritas with a little control. Maris. Great hands by the big man. Got to enjoy it. Jakiri down low. Double team comes. Ball's knocked off Jakiri's feet. And then it's just generated the turnover. Aris again with just so much more passion on it. Maris goes up with 0.1 on the clock. Gets it off. Gets the 2. And Aris go back to a double-digit lead. Moritas will hand off. Pakalidis turns the corner in the lane, tries to drop the little bounce pass, recovers. Malas, Pakalidis in the corner, 5 on the possession, ball knocked away. Djordjevic had it. Numbers down the floor here for Oostende. 4-on-2 break. Jakiri followed up and Fila bows him out. It wasn't the best pass in the world for Jakiri, but just lay it up. Bell will take the ball screen from Maris, who picks and pops. Lines up the 3, way short. Djordjevic hunts it down. Maths doesn't look good for the break. Djordjevic needs to bring it out. Fila gives him an option. They hit the second side, and Salamu looks to just keep the momentum, not getting the ball stuck, but it sticks with him. He penetrates, kicks it. Djordjevic goes up with a runner for 2. Bell will curl. Moritas comes off the down screen, looks at his options. Bell comes back for it. Bell looking to get going here in the third quarter. Much more urgency about him in the half court. Moritas goes with the left hand, throws up the soft one, and will make a trip to the free throw line. Offensive foul call. Bounce pass wasn't taken. Jakiri has it mid-range. Nice series defensively by Aris though. Kept everything in front. Nice cut. Assisi is blocked though. And Maris will clean up. Maris will hit the second side. Pakalidis will take the ball screen. Jakiri held him up, but Pakalidis just gets to the hoop for 2. Too easy, too often. And Aris back to a 10-point lead with 4:55 to go in 3.
Listen, number 16 balls, I don't give a fuck. We go under all the time. Okay? Hey.
So there's the damage of that first quarter, 22-7. They won the second quarter by 5 and really have got themselves going, which is a bit of a story for Oostende's season. Inconsistency across games has really been their undoing. There is that desire, though. You can see the intensity within the game that both these teams want to continue their European season, albeit in the FIBA Europe Cup. Still, that's European silverware. It's something Oostende have never tasted, but obviously Aris with their Cup Winners' Cup triumphs have had European success in the past. Kiri on the roll, needs a pass. Lee just lifts and knocks the 3 down. Out of the playbook, the post entry, the weak side lift. Great execution for Onus. A little squeaky for Aris here. Oostende, the team with momentum. Bell's just got to get going. Has really struggled. Goes inside, deep on the shot clock again. Muritas got to go up in traffic, hits nothing. There's a 24-second violation. Muritas wants the foul. Didn't see any contact from where I'm sitting. So Oostende really got to build on the defensive stop now. 7-point game could become a 4-point game, could become a 5-point game. They keep the momentum going with 4 to go in this third period. Djordjevic moves it on. CC, who's been very effective. To Kiri, another touch on the inside. Salamu, baseline, is fouled by Maras as he bumped him out of bounds. Kiri will sit with 3:39 to go in the third. 14-second reset for Oostende. Salamu puts it on the floor, kicks. The CC fires up the 3. Got it! We've got a 4-point game. And Aris have stopped doing what Aris were doing in that first quarter in particular. Everything's a little slower in the half court. We've got a whistle away from the basketball. See just his feet set, strokes it. Second 3 of the quarter. From way downtown. Moema can't get it. And as a team, Aris end up with it. Nathaniel has it. Blue 14 now at 8. Tries to turn the corner on the pick. Got a foul as Moema was late on the recovery as Christidis picked and rolled. Second reset. Nathaniel needs a pass, finds one. Muritas gets the 2. Muritas really did take the captain's role there. His team's offense had really stalled. This penetration off of the quick entry. Djordjevic goes to Salamu, extra pass. Sisi goes in, little runner off the glass is no good. Now he's like a ball magnet. Wherever it goes, he seems to find it. Paredes, baseline, bounces it. Ball comes off the feet of the defense, so Aris will have possession of the basketball. Now, another 14-second reset for Onis. Paredes, when he goes off the point, he gets a little detached, fires up the long three, is short. Aris are very static. So both, to be fair here, both teams are showing the reasons they're not going to be in the last 16, but it's keeping this one close. Salamu, little roll action. Ridza has it, gets him in the air. Djordjevic blows the layup. Tried to avoid everything. There's bodies everywhere. Everybody's okay, I think. Onis in transition, 5-on-4 at the moment. Djordjevic back right now. Murutas. Vignal looks at his options. Gets a second screen, turns the corner. Murutas lines up the three. They're begging him to take it. Takes the long two. Smart play by the captain. Didn't fill the three, so took the long two, and it's back out to 8. Long two is good. Flayla did get affected by those quick fouls early, but since then has done a really nice job. Paredes. Murutas showed the pass, took it away. Under 10. Vida just takes it off him. Too much dribble. Nice pass, Djordjevic. Tough finish. Pass really overran him a little. Manufactured a pretty little finish on the layup. 3-point game. Aris so much better when they move the ball. Now is fouled and will go to the free throw line. Not the smartest play. Because all the momentum here is with Oostende. They really need to send Aris to the free throw line. Cannot connect with a second. Oostende will hold for the last shot of the third. This could make it a 1-point game and really set us up. Schwartz, you've got to stay on the same page as the rest of the group here. Aris with 2 fouls to give. Take the first. 7.5. And you can guarantee that unless Oostende take a quick one here, unless they take a quick one off the out of bounds, they'll foul again, which will give them even less time to make the play. 7.5 in the third to go. Aris have the 4-point advantage. Salamu gets it back. Schwartz is fouled. Only 2 seconds came off as Fernandes made the foul that time. So where we thought we'd end up with a limited amount of time. Lazakis gets his first time on the floor. Maybe his dad in the crowd. Boema gonna have to put this up. Tags it on the dribble. In the lane is fouled on the penetration. You got to give Boema so much credit. I think everybody in the gym would have thought he would just settle for the 3, but took it strong down the lane, drew some contact. Chance to make this a 2-point game and set up the 4th quarter really nicely. Jean-Marc Muema. And now to compound it, I think we have a Coach T. Janakis, rueful smile. So Muema shoots the 2 for the foul first. Misses the first. They can't miss this opportunity, Oostende. And Muema goes 0 for 2. And now they shoot the tech. FIBA Europe Cup place on the line here. Oostende can afford to lose this by 1. In fact, by 2, and still qualify for the FIBA Europe Cup, even though they're missing out on the top 16 in the Basketball Champions League. Aris have to win by at least 3. Muema catches it, has a chance to let it go, and he's short with a 3. And regardless that they went 1 for 4 from the from the free throw line, they have come back again in that 3rd quarter, winning it 19-12, and have closed this to a 3-point game. Aris have the 49-46 lead at the end of 3. Set up for the 4th quarter. Aris haven't made a 3-point shot since the 1st period. They were 2 from 4 in period 1. They've gone 0 for 5 for the rest of the game. Just to keep you abreast here while these highlights are going on of what's happening across the group. Limburg still have the comfortable 11-point advantage at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Avellino trying to get the crucial win on the road in Germany against Bonn. Leads 68-67 with 4:40 to go in that game. Besiktas already the group winners, so are trailing currently by 6 against Nanterre. Will have no effect on group standings if Nymburk get the win. But meanwhile, back here, as these highlights play out in the 3rd quarter, neither team can make the top 16 regardless. But one of these teams can make the FIBA Europe Cup and continue their European season. Start of 4 then. Moritas with a foul line jump shot. He loves mid-range. So effective. He's going to have to play that really solid captain's role in this 4th quarter if Aris are going to get over the line here. Sports. Nowhere to go. No one moves. Sisi just about bails him out. 5 on the possession. Sisi steps back, has to step through. He's going to have to put it up. Salamou, does he realize? No, he doesn't. Now, Sports has really good quality time in periods for Oostende. He really gives them so much activity defensively, so much length and quickness. Offensively, he's just got to keep that ball moving. Otherwise, the offense stalls. Aris just get back in control. The debate for Aris is when do they bring Maris back? Right, this looks inside. This goes up with a right-hand hook. He is fouled And for all the remonstrations of Kriidza, he just walked through Christidis and just took away space. So it's a foul. Christidis on the free throw line. Christidis has shot 80% across this Basketball Champions League. And having said he was an 80% free throw shooter, he goes over. Disjointed start. Christidis picks and pops. Will look to reverse it, puts it on the floor, he's fouled, and Kriidza got suckered into that one. Assumed the handoff was coming. Christidis got the read absolutely correctly, took it, put it on the floor. Bogolidis gives himself some space. Now he gets the ball screen. Bogolidis attacks and hands it off. Two's got to go up. Atheniao is short. Ball goes out of bounds. And Aris will look at the first minute and a half we've increased the lead by 2. We've taken a lot of time out of the game, minute and a half in fact. And increase the margin, so they see themselves in positive here. But they just cannot buy a three-pointer at the moment. Hard show. Rotation defensively. No rotation this time, no. It's and one. Good finish by the big man. Marko Đorđević Kriidza goes up. Gets the 2, will go to the free throw line. This becomes a 2-point game. I think there might be a little bit of confusion about who fouled. Kriidza to make it a 2-point game. Pruitt picks up the personal once the referees have confirmed that, which they have. Atheniao was open, turned down. Now he's not. Bogolidis almost attacks after the ball screen. Atheniao comes off it, stops, fires up the 2. Is no good. Defensive rebound is missed, is the only way to describe it. New gets it wide open. Pruitt in the corner for 3. Way off. Pruitt struggling almost to find a role here, you know, in this Aris offense. It's difficult to see where he fits. Quality player, but struggling to find a place here. Move to the inside and one. And Kogianakis is going to be incredibly careful here. I think the patience of these officials will run out if he continues. I have to say I have some sympathy with his remonstration here. Well, there again, you can see Rotsos's hand across the arm, and that's what was called, I believe. And we are tied at 51. We've got a new ball game. Bell on the dribble, back in the game. Maras is back in the game, trying to close it out. Atheniel penetrates, Bell will recover. 5 on the possession. Bell takes the 3, had his siders early on. And Gary Bell restores Aris' advantage. Oostende's lead lasted all of 10 seconds. Schwartz in traffic, just about gets it off. Salamou will take the ball screen. Salamou attacks it. And 1. And Maras left exposed with no help. Great decision by Jean Salamou. He ties it at 54 with a 3 throw to come. And Oostende almost back from the dead. Completes the 3-point play. Atheniel needs a pass, finds one. Bokalidis will have it. And Aris already in the penalty, which is very, very unusual for them in the 4th quarter. Trying to know where to go. Travels, landed before he got rid of the pass. Moritas outside the 3. Gary Bell going to be crucial in this 4th quarter. Atheniel will take the ball screen. Looks a little separation. Guarded by Kestelou. Little mismatch issue. Attacks it on the dribble. Gets in the lane. Little hang time off the glass. Can't get it to drop. That's a great rebound. That's a tremendous rebound by Bokalidis. Schwartz just didn't box him out soon enough. In-line possession for Aris. Just about get it in. Moritas, Bokalidis, got to take over now. Takes the ball screen from Maras, tries to get inside and turn the corner. Is fouled by Salamou, and Oostende now in the penalty. We've got 5:54, which could take a while. Both teams in the penalty with literally 6 minutes to go. Bokalidis will sit. And Philonis will check in. Gary Bell. Horn set. Bell looks inside, attacks it with the left hand. Maras thinks about the 3, gets it back to Bell. 3 on the clock, it's got to go up. Takes the tough 2 and just buries it. Maras attacks it inside and kicks. 10 on the possession. Got a whistle on the play. I don't think they'll count it. Now again. Here's the Bell long 2 with no time on the possession. And there's the reaction. Chance to tie the game. Which he does. Djordjevic will move it on. Salamou's had a really nice second half. Djordjevic, extra pass. Lasisi for 3. His spot just fills it up again. 3 from 3 from over on that side of the floor. Opens it out to a 3-point game. Fionis, nowhere to go. Now lines up, guarded by Salamu, and now baseline, little floater. Doesn't get the 2, ball's kept alive. Bell puts it up and knocks it down for 3. We're tied at 60, 4 to go in the fourth. If you thought you were having one of those little quiet nights watching a game play out in the regular season, think again. Both teams want to play FIBA Europe Cup basketball. Salamu tries to turn the corner. Georgievic looks down low, finds Kalitza this time. The help is late. Nice cut, nice pass. Easy 2. Bell going to turn the corner, picks, extra pass. You're wide open for 3, is short. Fionis looked a little heavy. Well, while we get a replay of this, the CC3, that's 3 from 3 from right in front of the Aris bench. Answered straight away by Gary Bell, who's having a fourth quarter. Dream time in the fourth quarter for Gary Bell. While this timeout is going on here, you look at the points by quarter.
5 here. So 4 down. Okay.
Citygas Avellino, who need to win, are down 3 in Bonn with 12 seconds to go with the basketball. Zelona Gora have lost or are losing.
4 out. 4, 5.
Zelona Gora down 20 with 4 minutes to go. They're not going to come back from that. So it's down to Avellino to get the win, otherwise Zelona Gora will go through. Avellino, in that case, would be one of the teams that drops into the FIBA Europe Cup from the Basketball Champions League. Keep you abreast of that as this game pans out. Chase Fieler makes the first. Makes it a 3-point game. Plenty of time there. Just over 3 minutes of this. I think it's a 63, 64. I think it's 63. Bokarides got a whistle away from the play. We're going to be shooting throws. Kiri not happy with it, but in fact it is 64. Can't get it to drop, and Jakiri is fouled, and we're going to walk the floor. Oostende have a chance to make this a 6-point game. They trail by 20. Now lead by 6. This Aris team has lost its way. There's still plenty of time left in the game. It's not... the dream looks like it's over for Citygas Avellino as they lose by 5 against Telecom Basketball. That won't help Bond's case at all. It does mean that Zelona Gora will progress as the 4th place team in Group D. Now, all that needs to be resolved is which team will join Cirigas Avellino in the FIBA Europe Cup and which team will be finished with European basketball for the season. Bell curls off the screen, feet set for 2 is no good. Now it's an almost complete reversal. Aris believe that they can get back in this. Great little second move. Asilimu doesn't get the drop, chance to run. Now will have it. Looks to push, no options down the floor. Takes the early ball screen, reverses. Bell doesn't take the little run, he's blocked. And feel has come to play in this second half. Those early 2 fouls are just a distant memory now. Djordjevic didn't have to come to help, although he slowed up the penetration. End line possession for Aris. 11 on the possessions, 2:13 on the game. And the floor wipers in. Bell goes back to the inbounder. Garadas just about retains possession for Aris. Yeah, just about right, I think. Might get a different look from here, though. Oh, knocked down for 3. And all of a sudden, life breathed back into Aris. They trail 3 with just literally 2 to go. Djordjevic. When they've moved the ball here, Oostende in this game, they have been so effective. Can't be just on the dribble. Salamu penetrates. And there's the issue they have. When they go on the dribble, they get slow. Timeout. Oh, in fact, maybe not. Let's just check. I think the official's going to check if there should be a reset or not. I can't believe there's a reset or not. Here's Bell. That's a 3. Gary Bell has just been outstanding in this fourth period. In the second half, in this fourth period, I think he has 9 in the fourth period. Officials, as always, it's so important they work as a team, getting together in the timeout, just to focus. Kocinakis. Well, here's the foul trouble. Maris, Moritos had 3. Pruitt has 4. Pruitt has 3. Philononis has 3. What Yannikis doesn't know or hasn't seen as a basketball coach or player, well, it's not what he has. That's not really worth knowing sometimes. Silver medalist in 06 as a coach when they make the final of the world. European champion as a player. Coached in the Olympic Games. Coaching every possible level of club basketball. Part of the Aris team that just dominated Greek basketball in the early 80s. In the 80s. 7 Greek championships. After all the ups and downs statistically, it's just it's a crazy game. And they all of a sudden even themselves out. And what we've got is a 3-point game. Don't forget that Oostende could still progress to the FIBA Europe Cup if they lose by 1 or 2. Aris have to win and win by 3. So it's still plenty of time for all those options. 1:43. 8 seconds on the possession. This is a big 8 seconds. in deciding the course of this game. Does Aris get the stop? Salamou has it. Jean Salamou comes off the screen. Kouridis dive. Salamou with a long two, way short. Somehow Kouridis gets the rebound, and we've got a foul on the offensive glass. Why, oh why does Fila foul then? Okay, they got a shot within the 24, didn't hit anything. They gave up a 24 violation. Kouridis got the rebound, had the time to get set, didn't. And that's what Coach Gridger thinks about the foul. Definite snatch on that one. Who cares what the stat is when it comes to this stage of the game? Anthony Yu is a 85% free throw shooter. Not looking like an 85% free throw shooter right now. Makes the second. We got a 2-point game with 1:30 to go. Aris and Oostende, a 2-point game in Belgium. On game day 7, on game day 14, we're getting a repeat. Nice lift. Sisi puts it on the floor, kicks it. Salamou gets it away with 7 to go. It's long, and that's gonna get us a foul called. I think Kouridis was looked like he was fouled. I think that's the call. Kouridis, there you go, wrap that arm around. Kouridis will go to the free throw line. .64% free throw shooter across the regular season. If he makes both, it's a 2-possession game. Crucial throws. Smooth as you like. One for 2 though, still a 1-possession game, and Bell's all over the stat line in this 4th quarter. 3-point game, 1:12 to go. Aris, Bell looking so active in the 4th. Kouridis, Bell off a stagger. Gets it outside the 3, has a look at his options, puts it on the floor, pulls up for 2, is short, and it was almost, he just wanted it too much. Georgievich looks at his option. Kouridis doesn't want to foul now. Georgievich has had the ball the whole time, wraps it inside, and we're going to call that a defensive wrap round. And Kouridis has been a big factor in the 4th. Timeout with 37.6 remaining. Kocinakis is going to have to conjure up some magic if Aris are going to get out of this one now, as long as Kouridis makes the throws.
Marco scored gold. We have 5. We don't need 3. Shamarko will come for Marco then. Okay, we're switching everything. You clear? If eventually second is missed, still switch, but read.
The whole course of the game will depend entirely on Kouridis making these free throws. If Kouridis makes either one of these throws, they're up 2 possessions. If he misses both, it's still only a 1-possession game. There's still a lot of time left here, 28 seconds, an eternity. No need to foul. But there's so many permutations here in the last 28 seconds. It's been a tremendous 4th quarter for us there, 19-12 at the moment. Aris is offense has just dried up as this game has developed. Kolidza trying to make it a 2-possession game. He hasn't done it with the first one. Ako Kolidza to make it a 2-possession game. No rebounders. Still a 1-possession game. Kolidza goes over. Plenty of time now for Aris to manufacture a shot they want. There's plenty of time. Doesn't even have to, but now it may have to be a 3. Doesn't have to be a 3. Athenial guarded by Kolidza. Steps on the line for 2. Complete lack of understanding at all. Athenial end up with a 2. Djordjevic came down with a rebound, and Djordjevic is, let's not try and jinx Djordjevic from the free throw line, but Djordjevic is an 86% free throw shooter across the Basketball Champions League. Athenial, I'm not sure. If it had decisively taken the 3, fine. If it had tried to go to the hoop for 2, fine. But to step on the line and take the long 2 off balance and under pressure, it's a tough one. It's a bad mental mistake, if nothing else. Djordjevic makes it a 2-possession game. Oostende almost guaranteeing their participation in the FIBA Europe Cup. They'll finish 6th. If they can navigate these last seconds. Malas with 18 points leads their scorers. Needs a little help though. Bell's had a good second half, but he's been struggling to get support from elsewhere.
Ivan. Here. Got it. Here is the left.
Assisi with those 14 points, 9 of which, well, literally in the same spot, on the same side. No one ever hand on in the face. Really been a crucial contribution. So Aris with 6 seconds. Run the out of bounds, get a quick shot, steal or foul. There's a chance. While there's a chance, there's always hope. But it's got to be a quick out of bounds here. No time to do anything else. Got to give Oostende so much credit for this. Whatever happens, resilience sums up this performance. Down 20 early on. Now lead this by 5. 15.8 seconds to go. Oh, they get the easy 2 on the inside with no time coming off the clock hardly. Now they're up the floor. Selamou is almost double teamed. Should they have fouled him? Should they have tried to make him make the pass? At that point, I'd have probably said, try to make him make the pass. Aris, probably overtime is the best outcome for them if they could somehow sneak an overtime. Selamou misses the first. Plenty of time for overtime if he misses the second. Makes the second. It's not done and dusted though. Koridis, got to go quick. Gets his feet set for 3. Is no good. And Lassisi and Djordjevic get it. And Oostende are going to get the win. It's blocked at the end of the play. But Oostende will get the win here in Thessaloniki. They'll finish 6th in the group. Will progress to the FIBA Europe Cup. And that is a great performance by the Belgian club. Tremendous start by Aris, and then just every single quarter, Oostende reeled them in and finally got the win, 70-66. The 2017-2018 European season is over for the Greek club. Oostende will exit the Basketball Champions League, but drop into the FIBA Europe Cup. Strong, solid game on the glass by Oostende. And in spite of 15 turnovers, Oostende find a way to get the win. Maris with a big, big 20 points. Salomou with 15. And Lassisi with, you'll see it in a moment, with his 12 points. We said at the beginning of the game, the 2 and the 3 spot could be the decisive factor. And Salomou and Lassisi definitely win that battle over Bell and Moritas. So it's a tremendous night on the road for Oostende. Not many road wins for the Belgian club, but this is a big one. This is an historic place to win basketball games. And the story of this group, Nymburk got the win over Zielona Góra. However, no going forward disappointment for Zielona Góra. The Polish club will go through as the 4th place team in this group because Avellino lost by 5 in Germany, which means there is no change to the top 4 on the last day. Avellino and Oostende will drop into the FIBA Europe Cup. It's a season over for Aris and Bonn. And the disappointment is for Aris as they will prop up this group. And that's not a place that this famous club is used to being. Salomou with shots like that from the 3-point line. And Lassisi were the key contributors. That's Lassisi's spot right there. Key contributors across the game. Fila was good as he recovered from early foul trouble. And in the end, you just got to give this Oostende team a lot of credit. You're on the road. You're in one of the most historic facilities and venues in European basketball. You're on the wrong end of a 20-point margin. You just knuckle down, play defense, and just stay with it. Gary Bell's contribution in the 4th quarter to no avail. From the 2-point line and the 3-point line, he's 11 points, 9 in the 4th quarter. But it's that spot, the 2 and the 3 spot, where the battle was won by Oostende. It's been an unbelievable regular season. And 24 games made up the regular season with these 32 teams. Only 28 games to go before we finally find out who will be the champions in the after the knockout stage. There's the final standings in Group D. As we said, there are the 4 qualifiers. It's disappointment for Aris and Bonn. They finished their European season. The top 4 will go to the last 16. Avellino and Oostende will progress to the FIBA Europe Cup. It's been a marvelous regular season. Group D has been tight the whole way through. 4 games between the top and the qualification spots. It's been a marvelous, marvelous regular season. But for Aris, good night.